He's bowled some serious deliveries in his time as Shane Warne. We'll come on to that in just a minute, but we're here in the Ashes zone. We've got the indoor school here at Durham. We've got 4 cameras. We have 2 guinea pigs down the other end, Nasser Hussain and Andrew Strauss. We'll get to them in just a moment. And, of course, we have the great Shane Warne. We're going to talk about spin and how he went about it. 700 Test match wickets. But before we talk to you about you, how well did you think Nathan Lyon did yesterday, given it was a day 1 of a Test match and he took 4 wickets as a spinner?
Yeah, I thought he was outstanding yesterday, Nathan Lyon. I thought Michael Clarke used him really well too. And when you come on as a day 1, your expectation as a spinner is just to hold up an end, let the quicks rotate at the other end. To then come in, I thought he got some rewards for the way he bowled in Manchester. I thought he bowled beautifully in Manchester. Yes, KP whacked him around a bit, but I thought he bowled beautifully in Manchester and got some rewards here. Right,
let's talk about you. You had all the toys, but how important were plans?
Yeah, I think it's an underestimated thing, plans. You know, you don't just come out and bowl and hopefully the batsman makes a mistake. For me, it was all about preparation, both mentally and physically. First of all, be in the nets, and you don't leave the nets until you're actually happy with your bowling and all your different deliveries, round the wicket, over wicket, etc., etc. Then it was about who you're playing against. So if it was at England, for instance, you work out Strauss, Trescothick, KP, blah, 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 blah. You walk them all out. Sit there and have a mental plan how you're getting them out. Then you'd have plan B, and then you have to also adapt to the conditions and how they're playing on that day too. So there's a lot of planning that goes into the mental side of the game, but also the physical.
You mentioned conditions. You have to go and assess the pitch, what it's going to do. How do you do that?
Well, there's no easy way. You obviously, you know, you come into a Test match, you've bowled in the nets for a while, you looked at the wicket, and you think you know how it's going to go, but you actually have to work it out, and you can't really do that until you've bowled an over. So you bowl an over, and you try and work out, OK, is it side spin, is it slower, is it quicker, and you work out how to get maximum spin, and once you've got that, that becomes your stock ball.
Right, we're here in the indoor school. Would you mind assessing the pitch that we have here, please?
Rightio, OK, I'll bowl 6 balls here for you.
So you're looking, the first over, it's all a bit of a fact-finding mission, is it?
Yeah, it is. So for the spinners out there, I'm sure, like Graham Swan, we've seen have his plans and bowl well and assess the conditions. Nathan Lyon yesterday to assess the conditions. So as a spin bowler, you're coming here, it's day 1 of the Test match, you're looking at the wicket, and you have to work out what works and what doesn't. So the only way you can do that is to bowl. So I'll bowl 6 balls to Nasser down there.
Good luck, Nass.
And it'll be a mixture
of be with you.
A bit quicker, a bit slower for 6 balls, and then I'll work out what the plans are.
OK.
Watch the ball, watch the ball.
Good luck, Nass. I'll try not to bowl double bouncer.
So nice. Right on a line and length.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
First ball, your first thoughts?
Well, the first one's just a stock standard, not too quick, just in normal pace leg spin with a bit of side spin, somewhere around middle stump and see what happens. So that one was OK. Nasser played it pretty well. Not much spin, just a little bit. So this one I'll bowl a little bit slower and see if it reacts differently. Yeah, shot, Nass.
Bit of bounce there.
Thanks, Shane.
Bit of slow bounce.
Yeah, so how the pitch responded then, the slower one spun more and bounced.
OK.
So that was pretty good. So now I'll bowl a bit faster one to see if the same sort of thing happens.
OK. Oh, yes! Funnily enough, that one from Nasser went to third man. Play with a straight bat.
So there's a bit of spin with the faster one, but not as much bounce. And with the slower one, there's a lot more bounce, but still some spin. So already you're starting to work out that slower rather than quicker is the way to go on this pitch. So I'll bowl a few more slow ones, a bit more wide of off stump.
So slower rather than quicker is what you've picked up after 3 balls.
3 balls, and I'll work a bit more outside off stump.
Oh, yes.
Why is everything going there?
Slow and full. So you'll have had your plans, say, to this batsman coming into the game. You've had 4 balls now, and you're tinkering with those plans to him or as you go. Yeah,
so I've seen the pitch. I know the way Nasser plays. Generally, be trying to get him to drive and get him out nicking or short cover. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy. I think I've got it now. Just got to confirm it with the last 2 balls. It's a bit slower, and it's around off stump, just outside.
OK. Oh, big spin. Did you play at that?
No.
So there you go. So it's a bit slower, nice pace. It's spun and it bounced. So that's my stock ball. Then you can work your variations. So just to finish the over, first over, just to make sure I'm 100% sure that's going to be my stock ball. Slower one, outside off, a bit more overspin, it's going to bounce and turn.
But are you pretty comfortable at this point? Because now you've got a better feel for it, and you've also seen a key thing, which is a bit of spin and bounce.
So I'm encouraged. I feel pretty good now. It's just finish the over off.
Right. So you've assessed the pitch, a bit slower, bit of bounce, bit of turn.
Yep.
I'm going to leave you to work on some plans. Going to go
Okay.
down and get his opinion out there. Well played, Nas.
Thank you very much.
Shane is assessing the pitch.
Thank you as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Shane is trying to assess the pitch. I guess at this end, you're doing exactly the same thing.
Absolutely. I mean, the first thing you realise that he's getting a lot of spin, as he always did, but indoors he's going to be getting bounce as well. Earlier I tried to play a little dab sweep off him, nearly went straight up the beak, to be honest. So put that shot away. If you're playing him in Perth, the little dab sweep's going to be dangerous because of the bounce, top edge. You want to be hitting down the ground. If you're playing him in Adelaide, maybe you do want to sweep just to rotate the strike. I know he quite likes it, but you've got to find areas to score. Running down the pitch might not be as easy. The most important thing is not playing Shane Warne, the person. We all know he's got 700-plus Test wickets. If you go out there, and he'll remind you, you'll go out there and he'll say, "Morning, Nas," and you'll think, right, Shane's in a great mood today. And then he'll go on and say, "You know, I've got you out 10 times in Test, 7 times in one day. Enjoy your last Test match, we'll never see you again." So he'll be constantly in your ear, and you don't want to be playing Shane Warne, the person. You just want to be playing the ball. Jonathan Trott, in an interview yesterday to you, said, "Forget all this nonsense, I'm just trying to watch the ball." So you watch the ball and play the ball. But there are key things that you have to apply when facing Shane Warne, and that's drift. He gets, because of that spin he gets on the ball, he gets more drift than any bowler I've ever faced.
You said something to me yesterday, attacking fields but defensive bowling to new batsmen. What does that mean?
I think then what it actually means, in essence, is that once you've worked out all the pitch of what your stock ball is, when you get a wicket, you don't want, when the new batsman comes in, and you see all the good bowlers do it. Jimmy Anderson does it, Graham Swan does it beautifully, McGrath used to do it beautifully. The plan is basically for any bowler is when a new batsman comes in, you don't want to give him any freebies. You don't want to give him a short one to get away for 4. You don't want him to release the pressure. So you bowl defensively, and what that means is you bowl your stock ball, which you should be able to land 9 times out of 10,
Yep.
and you don't try anything. But, so you're bowling defensively, but you attack with the field because they're not in. You might have a couple of men around the bat, you might have a leg slip, a slip, and you're crowding him to make him feel the pressure, but you don't want to release that pressure with your ball. So you bowl defensively, you just bowl ball after ball, be patient, and let the pressure create of getting a wicket, new batsman in.
Didn't Mark Taylor say to you, "Oh, do you want a deep backward point at one stage?" And you said, "Well, no."
You know, I'm big on, I hate singles. I don't mind going for runs. I've been hit for the most sixes in the history of the game, so I don't mind going for runs. What I hated was singles, because I wanted to, as we've talked about, plans and pressure and build that up. I wanted to bowl ball after ball, and the good bowlers like McGrath, and they want to bowl Akram, Ambrose, a ball after ball after ball. They wouldn't let you off strike, and that's why, as batsmen, you want to rotate the strike. We don't want that to happen. So you need match awareness and field awareness to get sure they're into the new batsman. You don't want to bowl any rubbish. You just want to bowl defensively in there, attack with that field, and build up that pressure, and hopefully the batsman have a brain explosion.
Did you enjoy bowling at left-handers?
I much preferred bowling to left-handers, especially when the ball was spinning. So right-handers first innings, and then second innings I much preferred a left-handers. They always had to play the ball. They couldn't kick the ball away, or they could, but they risked being out, not playing a shot LBW. So for me, there's a lot of stuff now when we're seeing in Australia, Graham Swan causing so many issues to the left-handers that they've all gone up the top and the right-handers there. That's fine, but I remember Alan Border, he used to hate the ball coming in. He preferred the ball going away. I'd much prefer to bowl to left-handers because it's always rough there. I used to tell the quick bowlers to put new spikes on at the start of each Test match to make sure they dig it up.
Right, we have a left-hander. Hello, Andrew. All the very best. Should we bowl a couple at Straussy?
Yeah, let's
All
bowl
right.
a few to Strauss.
So how would you say you've got your plans to Nas, or to the right-hander. Now it's all about adjusting your line to the left-hander. Is that the basic thing you're doing here?
Yeah, so basically left-hand on strike's completely different now. So for someone like Strauss, he was such a good player, to left-handers you have to adjust your line pretty quickly. And one thing you can do is really use this crease. That's a huge thing. So to start with, you just start to bowl, but you know in the back of the mind that you're going to go around the wicket, but we'll set that up. I'll bowl a couple of balls to Andrew just to make sure I'm confirmed I'm happy with the pace, happy with the spin of the pitch as I was to the right-hander, in this case Nasser.
Okay.
So I bowl a couple to the
So
left-hander.
from a pretty normal place on
Normal
the crease
place,
line.
middle of the crease, outside off stump, just spinning back in. Catch it, Nass.
So a bit of turn. Oh, Warner. So same position on the crease for this one?
Same position here at the moment.
Oh, fielded, Nas.
Okay, so Straussy, that one, I haven't quite got that right. I'm thinking about, I haven't quite got my line in that right. I'm going to go around the wicket. So this ball, I'm thinking about that. I bowled 2 in the middle of the crease, and this is where the crease can be so important to a left-hander. So I know I'm going to go around. So this ball here, I'm going to really start to accentuate it. So I've bowled here, in this middle. I'm now going to bowl this ball here, really wide, and then knowing that I'm going to tell the umpire I'm going to go around the wicket. So it's the same ball here, from really wide from over. This will hopefully get Andrew just to open up a bit to try and find me.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So with your position, just that position there at the crease, you're trying to get the batsman just to
just
adjust
open
his
up,
position?
close off, however they adjust to try and find you.
Yeah.
And then when they've done that, now I say, umpire, I'm coming around the wicket. So I come around, and I'm going to be bowling from here on the crease.
So that's a massive difference from where you bowled that last one to where you're about to bowl the next one.
Exactly. So when bowlers go around the wicket, they bowl here, and then they bowl here. There's no difference. If you're going to change the angle, make sure you change the angle, because the batsman down that end does all sorts of things to try and find you. He closes up, looks over, opens up, all those sorts of things. So this one around's exactly the same stuff. Make sure I'm still happy with the pitch. All that now, I'm just changing the angle.
You might need to back out there, H. Well done.
Oh.
So that's attacking right into the rough that should be out there because McGrath's run through with 6-inch nails on his shoes.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed if they weren't 10. He's got extra ones in there as well. As bowlers, we always used to try and decipher how to bowl to the batsman. We've judged the pace of the wicket, then it was a matter of execution, having some fun and enjoying it too. But when you watch the players set somebody up, there's nothing better than doing that sort of stuff. So that stuff to Strauss, it was, you know, that one, the 700, was a special one because exactly what Strauss said, we did try that, and he was playing so well. And, you know, look, these guys down here, you call them guinea pigs, but Nasser made 200 and smashed us all park, and Strauss made lots too. So.
Don't tell him that.
But I think this is good fun to do this sort of stuff, to try and get the viewer out there to understand that you don't just, the bowlers that we see now, when we're talking about it commentating, it's not just the bowlers bowling up or the spinners doing bowling and hoping they play a bad shot. There's actually a lot of thought that goes into it and a lot of preparation. It's
been fascinating talking to you and listening to what you're saying about spin bowling. The great Shane Warne giving you some tips on spinners, any of you spinners out there. It is the first time, though, since these two have been in a net together. So we're going to finish on just a little bit of a phoenix from the flames. Can we ask you to just bowl one ball?
Yep.
Cast your mind back to Lords. Andrew Strauss's Test debut, 100 in the first innings. On what were you in the second, Andrew?
83 not out, going nicely.
Shall we see if we can do it any better?
Where did you hit it to, Nas?
My favourite area, cover point.
Cover point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Andrew! Yes, Andrew! Andrew, yes! I'm all right, Jack. Yay!
And the rest, as they say, is history.